Kwabena Mintah Akandoh, health minister, and the former Kufuor health minister, Okoe Boye, and the boom. When agenda one and la general hospital na ye backstory be a woho. Critical analysis idea ya and your backstory no. Interest na. And then Mintah Akandoh say, I will apologize to him over Tamale incident.
Why you don't understand why this is being blown out, and life has been lost. That's why it's blown up.
No,
can you imagine if it was related to you?
You are not
You see, if you have that mindset, you will get the impression wrong.
You are not understanding it. It is not.
I told you to keep quiet, and you are not keeping quiet.
Not keeping quiet. That's not how
I told you to keep quiet. Your approach and your mindset tells me that is perhaps why these problems have not been resolved. When you don't do that, I told you to keep quiet. You're giving me. I've tolerated your posture.
You don't understand
your manners. I've tolerated it. You think that shouldn't be blown the story. I've ignored your manners and I've ignored your postures. But you seem to be. I mean, you are putting up
the
some
problems you have been going through.
That's what I've made. And don't say that we shouldn't be blown. The medical doctor.
On hindsight, any information I'm picking and then I feel I was harsh to the minister. And the BMK Eugene said that they were coming challenge one. Some catch you be sorry. On hindsight, and I met Kwabena Mintah Akandoh chow. But near me de betchimuno. And sana my near a friend Eugene said to high critical analysis and subscribe me. Now click the notification and the video be a tuma. Obehu na wetimi ahwebu wi anu aja comment in the comment section. Now I call app any Play Store wanna pan rate wo ko download na afedi odwuma eno na ebeboa wo na yenkoso enu a ana Dr. Okoe Boye tie former deputy health minister, former NHI boss, former substantive minister for health. Into on 8 years of Akufo-Addo, he was in the health ministry. And no matter be a friend amalgam collation be so mu demand there's a dentina la general hospital yen dentina hospital be a way with children hospital about 96% complete mu wie ana agena mu wie na say e no kan credit to city
amalgam for development. I remember we say it's an amalgam because it has all kinds of elements who are all interested in development. So this is a civil society group that is interested in development for the people of Ghana. And today we focus on the health sector. 3 main things we're talking about. One is that the La General Hospital, as we speak, has been halted for almost the entire period that the NDCs came into office. When I was the minister, we worked on some of the interim payment certificates for the contractor, and that's why the project took off. From here, in fact, before I forget, from here, you can take a stroll and you look at the hospital. Even from the outside, nothing is happening. So we paid some monies, maybe the administration paid some monies to get the project going. Since the NDC came, the 2025 budget captured 60 million Ghana cedis that to be allocated to La General. The finance minister has not paid 1 Ghana cedi to the contractor. So as we speak, all the construction workers, they've been laid off. There's nothing happening there. And by the way, recently I heard a report that 130 million has been allocated. When you check Appendix 4A of the 2025 budget, the amount there is 60 million. It's not 130 million. So maybe the 130 is in the future. I don't know about that. But even the 60, no payment. Now, we are very interested in La General because La General is a strategic hospital. La General is going to absorb the pressure on the other health facilities. Accra has a population of 6 million. But as we speak, emergency beds for the whole of Accra is not even up to 400. Emergency beds meaning beds that if something happens to you right now, they will accept you. So when you add emergency beds at Lekma emergency beds is not up to 10. Let's say 6. Police hospital, let's say 4. Kolebu, let's say 30. Weja. When you add all in Accra, it's not even up to 400. La General will provide at least 15 to 30 emergency beds in addition to what we have. And that is why it's a critical project. So we came to remind this government that it is not promise, it's about action. And by the way, La General was supposed to be financed through a loan, but there were difficulties with the arrangement. So Cabinet decided that we will pay for La General from Government of Ghana funds, the money that we collect from you. If the past government could pay for a contractor to start with, we believe that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and his cabinet can also pay. So they should go ahead and pay. And this is for whether NDC or NPP, it will affect everybody. So it's not partisan. Secondly, we also mentioned that at Agenda 111, there are many communities in Ghana that are to benefit from Agenda 111. And we have cited 30 of them which have crossed 70%. Any hospital that has crossed 70%, the contractor needs only 3 to 6 months and can finish the hospital. And so I am saying for a fact that if Ghanaians had not voted the NPP administration, all these 30 hospitals that I've listed would have been completed by now.
NPP had 8 years.
Yes.
So what happened?
Thank you very much.
Yes. No, we are not pay. And I come na Mintah Akandoh. So who says a man for cancer mugune so? It say was started kasa media mono. No kwa na ya akora ma ebusa no say na Okoe Boye studio Okoe Peace FM ba ofa so the colleague aba ja no hand over man no to obetia ne bibia no unu ya sa de na wanwa mo ba mo nya hwe utimu ze help minister dwa kakra tie
ti agenda 111 no akosi sen.
You see I am 111 say ye nuanom NPP for etimi nya sa akokudro we. It's quite sometimes me dream when I'm in Tiasie.
Sir, Okoe Boye not to.
Yes, but you see, I would advise them say Okoe positioner, obo nwa dwa kakra. Now, I'm for Omafe wone, asem na wo ka no. Mama for mfino mu hu say asem na mu odu na de wo ka no, udi ka na wo ka. But yes, bibia be so a at a point in time no, obi amfa serious bi. Ah, ofri abanu no ya. Agenda 111 time be dey chat say ye agenda 111. Agenda 111 shall say from 77 hospitals, okay?
Okay,
COVID. And that's about 4 to 5 years ago.
Let's give it 4. Okay, 2020.
No, let me admit that. Now, Adia went to me for 4 years. I mean, for 4 years and now. Adia went to me for 4 years. I am. What's it saying?
Omunka say, Obisa, and I know
wait a minute. What
is the progress?
I'll tell you how far. His Excellency Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo. I catch the Ghana phone now. And so that's why I'm saying that Yenja may be monka than the NPP for no. Especially when you have been a minister before.
Hey, you have been why you don't want to come and say
you have been part of this health sector for 8 years. Whether you were a deputy minister or you were CEO for
or you were
national health insurance or you were a substantive minister. So you see His Excellency the President the catcher and say answer no be handed over in 2024 no. Obe completing all the 111 hospitals for us meboa. As at the time you were leaving office, not a single one of them was in operation. And papa na ba His Excellency John Dramani Mahama-led say, I was saying me see what I am inheriting because usually a major intervention like this, I also need to be a very dedicated sources of funding.
Okay.
Because free NMS need some project be and on the be a turnkey project be a loan, it be a grant. But we know, buy now call the future say you give for say you den your copy sika the bed I continue our project.
Okay.
You understand? It was me see what I'm inheriting. The first instruction was that auditing the whole thing.
All right.
But everybody. Auditing we outline how we are going to deal with it. As I speak to you now, very soon, baby. Okay. Yeah, as I speak to you now.
And I tell him, say,
I'll tell you, but I have to explain.
We are auditing.
No, yeah, you don't tell me what I should say.
No, but Unia Bisa was saying, wow, hey, if you pony. Uti mimi said you bija no.
Obi aye na djuma. Yeah. Inti as I speak to you now. The status of Agenda 111 ni. Oma spend $400 million. Not a single one is completed.
For real?
Yes, $400 million. $400 million.
But no, me person me truncate you to because I no say unyaka not a single one was in operation. I just about kukura mfitiasi anye juma. But what's the time no mubon to muka so be say 3 or 100 and something be.
No,
100 and something 3 or something.
Hunter West. Enya juma. Upo mo nyina should call into this program. No one can say na eye juma na e ba e na e be pam mo so mo nya juma. They should call in. Yeah,
Ashanti Regional Minister Okoe Boye Kumasi.
I don't drag this.
So I'm not dragging. But see, my understanding is that
I mean,
Minister, there was some 6 minutes or
so. Can you imagine?
Because you are going for a meeting.
No, I have time.
You have time. We'll sit here. I love it. We'll sit here. We'll sit here. I don't catch on Okoe Boye.
No.
He's just passing through to greet you. But Minister, argument is it was just left with the recruitment. And I'm saying,
so it is not even the civil works. You call and baby why I was saying your installation equipment going in the hall. Equipment you install.
Okay.
Even civil works
okay.
You know, when I say even if it is 100% complete, on Kasa it is an operation. So let's be very careful the terms we use. Now Nkoye say, na amafoko hokoji ayarehwe. Na yenye bae no and ya tum. Ya metu bibi etesa. Let me proceed from there. Now, the first point
na ye kasa keke. Because beginning of the year no wo ko fa bi. And Vincent, honorable Vincent so ko fa bi no.
Your call Vincent call ho no. No say nurse for gumo mo ye adwuma na.
No person say mo na mo fa wo mo. Na
you see in operation
so krampo that omo clearance ya mo no.
It is not true.
Okay.
Say it's no operational. So me go school and Tobia. Ebi am na mente brofo.
Okay.
Say it's no operational. That's the Chinese say. Uko why na? Juma. That's it. I've made a point.
Okay.
Say for almost $400 million. Not a single one of them is in operation at the moment.
No, budget is almost the same.
Fantastic. Now the catcher money and Canadian rolling in faces. So $400 million. So you rolling in faces and can be competing more than 20. 20 per their own budget. What you say? Inti no. You see, I'm not say. Apart from $400 million, a car I that 1 billion Ghana cedis.
After the $400 million.
After $400 million, a car
I see.
And also 1 billion. And yeah, you know what? We need more than $1.4 billion dollars, not cedis. Yes, to finish the agenda 111.
So what was the actual budget?
Actual budget, at the time, no, I see about I think excluding the regional hospital, it was about $1.7 billion.
Dollars.
You know, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama say, yeah, audit. You know. Because the Ebano and Yagro, the preliminary report I have, but sometimes the idea omoye ho ade pa me nua no omoye ho ade pa say omo akose mess na wo fix no ma ko jira baabi no person paint picture bi say umum na obaye na wonya ade umum na obaye na wa abandon obi ababa mu ndi 1 year wo so abandon bibi. For example me nua Okoe Boye we enkrani you have been a substantive minister, you are deputy minister, you have been CEO General Hospital. How many years? Are you for real?
Okay.
General Hospital. They can't so more dying even before 2020 elections. Before 2020 elections. Now, General Hospital, they are fast to see what the equipment need the whole in the a 50 million euro contract. Not 7.3.
Out of the 50.
Yes. Oh, what made that so? Now we are jumping to high moral grounds. We have it's now I'm a call site. I think the completion rate is about 30% complete.
So and long way to go.
Yes, and yeah, budget. We are allocated about $130 million
Ghana
cedis.
Okay.
To 8 this year, and we are processing as I speak to you now. Our finance. I know I'm chief director and the Humo. I process a mom. They are 2 adjumano so. I end when you are there. 1 to me 4 years. I'm fine, you know. Now, who your press conference? Saying, can you imagine? I am scandalized.
Why are you scandalized? Maybe they are giving you a proper opposition because if not, then you will go to bed.
But you see why I may enjoy you know. It brings the best out of you. What I say, I don't see it as special at all. But you see, it is important to set the record straight.
Yes. Now, let me submit it and come back to Tamale later. Many Akandoh yarding. I feel say Okoe Boye too early. Position you are in a better position to do what la people need. I also agree that 10 months and any excuse. Like I'm saying, I don't think it's an excuse. But a man at the end of Bermuno, Genuanom nurse for the bebe mu no. Eye obroni be kan say emergency funding bi. Michelle City a wa kire backlog on beto ya ban bia beto backlog. Enye ndisi aban ko a. But me dream say see our facility bi on betimi manage for a now. Ki enwie nkra no salary nsam no ne emfa nu mehiem. Nti pressure say ade doc Okoe Boye me dream say what dey mutwitwi break kakra. Ona jana wan mo amahwema chebia mekan se menya ka yen complete other project no. Mama typical example. Me new studio ene baby am tisi say ne fa no appeal du Kokobin Okumase just around K University. Kokobin one of the three hospitals there contentional can trade there no Kokobin ekufo do betwa mu a contractors in fact if you am team ahana no moda. Ana Ahanta West there no no so you ke bisa kubro se kudro Ahanta West 3. Ning na president ekufo do commission here. But it was not operational. Fact. Mintah throw any bibia. And then we will feel man come bibia kame ko kutwa picture mam. It was commissioned by no process we are. Ama you wrote for kwabetro letter say yemfa also to nema na makwa na elige besi mu se mo kaya. Obetwa home ba na hospital ni operation at nipa nkom. Ma me example ni nti ame. Sa time me ka se menya ko mo nchen no mo nye ne na Akandoh ye no. The reason was that Kumase and I said, "Hey, you are making for Ukrum. You were uncompleted to a friendly K University Teaching Hospital, a 800 bed, 500 bed hospital, teaching hospital. If you hold Coco Benz, I may drive ya. Me drive just about 10 minutes. Instead of the young $60 million, it made do baby. Nipo bet me a coco no crack as him. I want more facilities. Since I have some bay for Coco Ben. Ya betwa homa mesiwo enye operational ama obi enim ente wo de me ne kwa Mintah Akandoh kay operationalize ya nkebeboa. That is one example I am mete. I've lived in the from consults KMSC 4 years, metra odo mbabri 2.5 years, matra that's about 3 months, almost 7 years. So I know this constituency. KMSC Teaching Hospital. Ente then na ehwe baby and the district papa bia hospital ni wo. Ya de kwabia manso do bia na ya de ko. But you can so be any be. Meanwhile, K University Teaching Hospital, ewa. K University Student Clinic, ewa. K University Hospital, Nankasa, your tech junction, also, ewa. Inside the name we teaching us to the opposite veterinary field, K or Baake Remuno. Near Bessie be just 10 minutes away of Kokobin because of procurement. And so what they Mintah Akandoh yarding. Now on Tamale. The time me apologize, man, this story ni say. And me mani woo. So me pan cho, it doesn't take anything from me. Yenti me pe Mintah Akandoh cho any.
For example, I'll give you an example while you are running. Who beside me off a Tamale incident?
Yeah.
Tamale incident.
Yes.
I saw absolutely nothing wrong with it. You know what? A day before that, you know, I'm picking information at Tamale say Obiye wo. Now not Tamale youth, you know, they were massing up to go and attack health professionals. You know. Okay. I picked this information on the ground. I'm so okay, as part of my surprise visit, then why won't I go there? I mean, who did see? Okay. Yeah.
I'm listening.
Until the next morning, I'm fly the first flight. Nah, me koye. Then we do one of the first CEO my bow. No more organizing, no more conducting me around. Nyama, manager hono, and can one from them. Oh. Me no more yeah behind the closed door meeting. Now me church no more so. Oh yeah, to be very honest with you, I saw a lot of things and then yeah.
But the way I looked at it came out,
yes, let me
it was as though Minister
until I make catcher no. Until the year, you know. That particular incident may call emergency for na maybe some what happened. Nah, according to more nipa we NHS say, oh, nipa na buy no man fee no na bed the crowd or emergency ho and so mu jai mani wui to make call kobisa home. I'm so no cre o me hu empty bed wa na na obi afre amudi ambulance edini paeba. Okay. So there off the screen me catch am say oh obi ababeto there and then. Say bibi wa save that person. You feel quite so no ba you manage
enter so mra no
be di komo obi auntie. We are called down, there was this medical doctor. No, so taking me through. But not to say the buafu. They'll make a comment to be my dean, the video, my dean, my son, Itiano. They'll make a comment to the eye. One tears say, we are SCA and they are taking it out of hand sir. That's really the machi.
As a more so. And you who
That's really the machi. It's also a member of
Honorable for Tamale Central and Tamale
North. No, see my friend. I don't know about any pair. Now, I say one tears say. Now me bobo no. Until we were going off the scene. Now me kono no told my name actually. The medical doctor. He was talking on top of his voice. So you know how I walk. Then I dashed back to him. I said, fast. You know how I walk. It will be a own him down. But you know how I walk. You are always on them. It will be a own name, you know, my thing that. So I dashed back to him and say, my friend, if you can stand in front of your sector minister, now to me behave, you say, I don't know what you'll be doing to the ordinary patient. This is what I said.
That's all you said.
That's all I said. So when I heard that they said I should apologize, if for nothing at all, that man disrespected me. It's my friend, the leadership of the Ghana Medical Association. That I near a do aqua safari. I mean, no more times. Where lies inside of the patcho? If you're a leader, but they also patcho, but I can be another patcho, let's say we need the worker, we need the way. You don't need like that. Now we could share in cocos and no come home. It's a real, you know. No, it is almost a demonstration strike near the identity of Mopeco. Oh, yeah, you also pay who Akandoh their own carbon. Until the able to me money. But for you to disrespect me,
I can also teach us. No, one of the
things I've learned my lessons from, and I'll tell you today, it isn't all the time that you must keep quiet. The same view of what sometimes you must come out to let the Ghanaians out. And that is one of the reasons why today I'm sitting here. What's me buy me in Kasa? The baby means I'm Kasa. How many times
I like it.
I think that but sometimes, and I'll tell you this, I'm being very open. My technical people around me thought that, Minister, let it go. Don't explain anything. And I listened to them. But upon hindsight, I should have explained. Because a seminar rule, but there's a certain perception. People didn't get to know the truth. Let me give you an example. Time
yeah.
I organized a press conference. And I explained. After explanation, Ghana it was different from that perception, was different from the Tamale incident. So on hindsight, you said Tamale did not I never insulted anybody before God and man.
Why do you think say as a owner employees issue kakra now offer me say unya medical doctor and na challenge
in the ministry medical doctor makodi minister $100. Okay. I mean, my papa, me of Adjumanu was not a medical doctor. My madam was not a medical doctor. Sepayanki was not a medical doctor. Baby.
Okay.
And even on the international, you call Onga, you call Geneva, most of them are not medical doctors. And for me, I have been on the health committee for a very long time. You see, I can understand sometimes some of the issues. I told you off air. And me, it's a human that also focus on. Obia will reasons or the year, baby.
Yeah.
Obia or your union leader. He's approaching elections. Also, more than news and me, yeah, to mama. Near to Abamano. You understand? Obia will reasons.
Okay.
But you see, a leader, you must keep your cool.
Okay.
Think through it. What decision will help the country? Go ahead. Don't be distracted. Consult as and when necessary.
Yes. The doctor ne cancer dia. Why not? Nipa wodie say ye ba kun say ye mienu ebi me e ba nipa de a na ese say ye am ye na nsa brete bi send me message omo damas union phone na sa mu fa mu amaseda madwuma no ni ntem yes answer ba human ayidi a me fe ni agro obi nwu ma wo me kasa se nye bibia se be kasa basa enye kasa papa doctor no wanyade obi oben do bon vi meka so omnye gentleman gesture ne bi pampa minister ne chow minister no ono ana kana manfo be so be ka kase matine ma bi ase sometimes so bi a in pesi so bi e kasa kakra na enye de bia na e kegu so just an see dia wanyade. I feel say in that video I was a bit harsh to the minister and I apologize to the minister. That will be my submission. Minim so be na comment on. Feel free after so subscribe na click bell notification no. Fa comment in the bra. Na nyina yen kinkan we na ko app any Play Store na pan rate wo. Go download it will help you. Now dear dude, man, you get the best rate ubenya e dia send this car abrefi. From Eugene say to say the be American me Ghana so yan. So see you, mommy. Bye bye.